Yo guys, we're back for another episode of our uh, our series here, which is for the best of City and Country. We're starting today's episode off with a game, first Fizdad here against Valencias, I believe is how you pronounce it. Starting today's episode off, hopefully trying to gain a couple of points back after we did so badly in the last episode, dropping down to third now from first, hoping to do a lot better in this episode, try and get the points up as much as we can and hopefully get back into that top position. As you see here, we'll just go through some of the lineups here. As you see, we do have a bit of a change round in a couple of positions to try and basically just refresh the squad a little bit. But here we do come in at the first clip of the episode as well, trying to cross the ball into the box, whips the ball in. It was a nice header, but unluckily there, puts the ball onto the post. Farrat with a nice header. Here I still don't know, because when I first seen it I thought it was Maya that put his head onto the ball, but the game says it was Farrat that put the ball wide. But even from them clips, I've watched it so many times and I still can't decide who it was that actually got the touch on the ball. But we do come forward on another attack here. We try and take the man inside but couldn't quite do it. We take a shot, but it gets deflected wide. Unluckily there. I don't quite know who. I think it's Karouche that takes the volley, but unluckily it don't do anything for us as we take the corner there. Maya puts his head on it, but the defence don't let the ball go past them. As you see a little replay of Farrat / Maya's header there as it gets put onto the post. But we do come forward on the attack again with Farrat down the right hand side, going inside, trying to find the space, cuts it back to St. Louis, who finds the bottom corner. It was a brilliant run from Farrat, and St. Louis, one of the best players by far this season for us, puts the ball into the back of the net to make it 1-0. And when I first pulled that ball back here, I tried to give it to Maya, not actually give it back to St. Louis, but when it came back to St. Louis, it was an even better pass than I even wanted it to be because of how much space St. Louis was in, and he was able to find the bottom left corner with ease to make it 1-0 and put us in the lead in this game. As you see, he is playing very well this season, Dylan St. Louis. He's playing very, very well. I'm really enjoying using him at the moment, and I don't really want to take him off apart from when I have to. But we come on another attack here in just a few minutes later, really, coming forward, trying to put the pressure on the team that's in first, as we do so by putting it into the back of the net again. Alame, another player that's playing absolutely brilliantly in the centre of midfield this season. He is playing very, very well. He's one player that I didn't even think of using when we first started the career. I didn't really have him in this side until like a few games in, and now he's a regular part of the team. He's playing absolutely brilliantly, and he's put another goal to his record this season to make it 2-0 against the team that's in first. Honestly, when this goal went in, I thought this is being too good to be true. With how many goals we were scoring against the team that's in first, and in the last games we could hardly score a goal. But as you see here, they do come forward on a bit of an attack here just before half time. But the keeper's equal to it easily, but he throws the ball out terribly. They come back on us with another attack here, whips the ball in. It was a simple finish for Diarra there. He should have put the ball in the back of the net to make it 2-1 and have a chance of getting them back in this game. But he somehow headers the ball over the bar from about a couple of yards out and should have easily put it away to make it 2-1. But luckily for us, he didn't, and we go into half time with the 2-0 lead. But They come forward just after half time on the attack, trying to make that space. We intercept the ball, come forward on the attack, or try and come forward on the attack ourselves, but they intercept one of our passes as well as they come down the right wing, just trying to get that space. They nearly take it out of play, but it gets pulled back and it's in the back of the net to make it 2-1. They were looking very, very dangerous when ever since we put the second goal in the back of the net. They seem to attack us a hell of a lot more. It's a shame that he didn't carry it over the line and take it out for a goal kick, but he did do very well to pull the pass back and make it 2-1 with a nice finish. But hopefully we can carry on and try and push on from this, even though Karabor, there you see, just put the ball in the back of the net to make it 2-1. As they try and come on another attack here, we end up intercepting it, but it goes out for a throw-in. They keep it down that left-hand side, trying to find that space. They find a nice through ball there as it crosses in, and it was a wonder cross. Absolute brilliant cross, and Rudet puts the ball into the back of the net to make it 2 apiece. And at this point I thought, oh no, what's going on here? Because at half time we was winning 2-1, and they've come back into it just with the 2 goals, which were only a few minutes apart. Rudet it was a wonderful cross, and Rudet finds a nice finish to match it as well, to make it 2-2, which is absolutely terrible for us. Honestly, I absolutely ruined it when it went in the back of the net, and I thought, here we go, we're going to end up losing this game, because they came on another attack here. They wouldn't let up, and they find themselves in behind the defence, and another cutback. But luckily for us, this time they couldn't put the ball in the back of the net, because I thought it was going to be like there was a couple of games ago where they score in the last minute of the game. Because honestly, the way that this was going, it just looked like it was going to be one of them matches. But luckily for us, it didn't actually turn out that way, and it ends 2 apiece, which is good. It isn't brilliant for us, but it's good enough, at least for now. Being as that team is in fact in first, it doesn't seem as bad, but losing a 2-goal deficit is terrible. Should have done a lot better defensively in that second half. We didn't, and it cost us the game. As we go into the second game of today's episode against Nims Olympic again. I believe we played them in the last episode as well, but this time it's in the cup. We had a very, very difficult time out against them last time, where the game ended 0-0. There wasn't much to it. Neither team really did a lot in it. And I was thinking this game was going to go the exact same way. And the way we've been playing, conceding wise, I thought we were going to end up losing this one, if anything. This is our first cup game of, I believe there's 2 cup competitions in France. As we come forward straight from kickoff, trying to get this game underway. Trying to knock the ball around very nicely here with some nice 1-2s. As we whip the ball in here, it goes in, it gets knocked down, and Cisse puts the ball in the back of the net. Abua Cisse with a nice piece of play here. It was a nice cross. It gets knocked down straight to his feet, and he puts it in the back of the net. Literally, we only have Maya Cisse and one other player that I cannot pronounce the name of in the striker position in this side. And honestly, that Cisse, when he has played very well, even though he is only, I believe, a 58 overall. As you see, he does find the back of the net to make it 1-0, and that is just what we needed to start this game. But they come forward a few minutes later on the attack, trying to get themselves back in this game. I don't know what it was like, half interception there. They go forward, but the ball gets blazed over the bar to make sure that we're still 1-0 up at this point, instead of being brought level. As we come forward here on the attack, trying to find that space in the middle of the park, just trying to knock the ball around, get that space going, as we see a little bit of an opportunity here. Cisse on the ball again, and we knock it round very nicely, and Manduki puts the ball in the back of the net to make it 2-1, 2-0 shall I say now. It just 21 minutes into this game, and I thought, okay, this is more like it. But we've been in this position in the last game and we fluffed it, just hoping it won't go the same in this one. I think the cup competitions will be something I'd quite like to win in this season, to be honest. But I know it's going to be very difficult, being as when we come up against the more difficult sides, it will be very difficult. But we'll definitely give it a good go. But they come on the attack, trying to find that space to try and get them back in the game pretty much. As they come down the right hand side, take a nice touch and a nice cross into the box. And here, I don't know what the defence was doing, because they surely should have put their head on that before their player even had a chance to get there. It was a nice header, but they just couldn't get the ball low enough into the back of the net, and it keeps it at 2-0. But we come forward again here, Cisse on the ball, and he finds himself winning a penalty. He was easily the best player up until this part, because he was just causing so many problems for the defence. Every time we came forward, he was being a part of the attack, and here you see he does get brought down very, very cynically there by the defender. He should have gave that penalty very easily, and I should have gave it this to Cisse, but I just was too excited to put it in the back of the net, and Levin puts the ball in the back of the net to make it 3-0 in the first half. And honestly, I thought this was going to end up turning into an absolute thrashing here. I thought we were going to be on for another 7-1 victory, or even a 7-0 victory at this point, because, and at least this way I would have actually have a 7-goal win to my name and actually be able to show it you this time, unlike last time when the video corrupted. But anyway, we do go on in this game, trying to like I say, with Levin putting the ball in the back of the net to make it 3-0, as we come forward on the attack again, trying to get into that box, and we do, and Levin tries to double his goal scoring in this game, but he just puts the ball wide of the post. And honestly, I don't rate Farrat with his finishing, but I think he would have done better there. But coming into the second half here, they win the ball back with a nice interception in the middle of the park, come forward with a nice pass there, out to the wing, they cut it back inside. We're doing very well defensively here, to be able to keep them out of the box and not let them in there. But they do find a ball into the back post, but the header gets put wide of the post by the striker. I think he should have done a hell of a lot better. Probably should have laid it back instead of going for the shot. If he'd laid it back, I think they would have definitely scored that. But luckily for us, he didn't have that choice. He didn't choose that choice, and it stays at 3-0 at this point. As we come forward on the ball, trying to find that space, as you see a massive gap open up in the middle of the park, and he puts it into the back of the net to make it 4-0. And honestly, the way this game was going, I thought we was going to absolutely thrash them. And it was Akichi that put the ball into the back of the net to make it 4-0 here. To be honest, up until this point, we didn't have many decent attacks, or any attacks really. Everything was just in the middle of the park. That was doing a hell of a lot better in this second half than they were in the first, because we couldn't break them down very well in the second. But that was the fourth goal, and that means we did win the game 4-0. That was like the last attack of the game pretty much. No one really came forward and attacked in the second half. As you see, there was only actually two clips in that second half. No one really attacked anything, and it was a pretty boring first half compared to the a pretty boring second half compared to the first half. But this is the end of today's episode, guys. Thank you for watching. Please leave a like if you enjoyed, and peace.